In this Web3 space, one way or the other, you must have probably come across NFTs, non-fungible tokens, but you might still not understand what these NFTs are. A lot of people have even tried to compare NFTs to cryptocurrency, looking for one way or the other to make money using NFTs, but still do not know how to go about it. So at the end of this video, you will understand what NFTs are and if it is profitable or not. All you basically have to do is to stick with us till the end of this video. In simple terms, NFTs are basically a type of digital asset that represents ownership or proof of authenticity for a unique item, usually digital art, music, videos, or even virtual real estate, and put emphasis on the word non-fungible. Now, here is how it is. Just as in the real world, you can own assets or you can own properties. That is how NFTs are, but this time around, they are all virtual. For instance, you can own a land, you can own a house, you can own phone, you can own laptops, you can own real estate, you can own a lot of properties. This is what NFTs are, but this time around, they are virtual, they are online, and they are on the blockchain. As if you own a plot of land in Ojo-Elekpa, for instance, it is only that land that is available. It is unique to itself. Another land cannot be on top of that land that you own in Ojo-Elekpa. In fact, that one plot of land, there might be another space in that Ojo-Elekpa again, that there might be another plot of land. But those two lands, they are not identical, despite the fact that two of them are one plot or one plot. For instance, on one land, there might be minerals, while on the other land, there might be something else. Basically, they are not the same. Like, they do not equal each other. That is what the word non-fungible means. They do not equal each other. Unlike in crypto, for instance, one Ethereum equals to another Ethereum. They are identical. If I send you one Ethereum right now and you send one Ethereum from your wallet to my wallet, it is still the same Ethereum. Same thing. But one land in Ojo-Elekpa on a particular spot is different from one land in Ojo-Elekpa on another spot, or one land in another state, or whatsoever. They are non-fungible. So this is how NFTs are also. NFTs are unique to themselves, or let's say they are one of a kind. So if I have an NFT representing this clothes that I'm wearing, for instance, now, it is unique to this clothes. Of course, another person can copy it and copy my NFTs, but since they have unique addresses that differentiate them, and they have a way to track how the NFTs have been changing ownership, thereabout, there are a lot of other deeper things to it. But basically, each NFTs are unique to themselves and they are different. So my NFT does not equal your NFT, despite that the price might be the same. Of course, one plot of land can be the same price with another plot of land. So I don't know if you get this whole explanation, but you can still rewatch this video. Maybe it will get clearer. And now you might probably be wondering, why do I even need to own an NFT? What are the uses, or what are the benefits, or what is the whole essence of owning an NFT or having an NFT? We are going to break that down. But first of all, let us understand how NFTs work. So basically, NFTs are built on blockchain, and that is very important. Note that if you want to own a plot of land, for instance, now, the only thing that is going to verify or certify that you've owned that land and that land belongs to you is the documents that are going to be given to you, either proof of proof of whatever, all those plenty documents. But usually these documents now, they belong to the government. As you all know, all lands belong to the government, blah, blah, blah. So all your certificates, they belong to a centralized body. But when it comes to NFT, since it is on the blockchain technology, it is decentralized. So once the ownership is transferred from one person to another, it is that person that owns it until the person now transferred the ownership to another person again. So this is the uniqueness when they say NFTs are built on blockchain. And most commonly, it is built on Ethereum blockchain. Now, when an artist mints an NFT, for instance, they are basically uploading a file. Like, for instance, I can decide to turn this my clothes now that I am wearing to an NFT. So you basically turn it to an NFT. It could be in form of picture, art, videos, music, whatsoever. And then it is uploaded into the blockchain. After it gets uploaded to the blockchain, it is assigned a unique code. And that unique code lives on the blockchain forever. It's sort of like a digital certificate. So once it is there, uploaded on the blockchain, it is there. That is just the basics to it. Now we'll look at what makes NFTs valuable. If you go online and research on what gives NFT value, you'll see a whole lot of videos, a whole lot of people explaining a lot of things here and there. But here is my own personal take on it after a lot of research. For instance, just as I've told you, I can decide to turn this my cloth now to an NFT and upload to the blockchain. I can guess that maybe just one of you might decide to buy, or none might even buy it at all. Why? It all has to do with my value. Let's say, for instance, Davido now decides to carry his clothes, turn it to an NFT, and upload to the blockchain. I bet you it will not be up to 10 minutes. You see a lot of people that are bidding a high amount to purchase that. So basically, NFTs get their value from the person that is uploading it. So let's say, for instance, one day I become someone very recognizable and someone very big in the future, and I now decide by then to turn this my clothes into an NFT. A lot of you probably want to buy. And here's a better understanding again. Let's say this clothes that I am putting on now, let's say, for instance, I bought this my clothes at $300. If the video also bought this exact clothes at $300, for instance, he now pulls this clothes off and wants to resell. You are going to see people that will be willing to buy this clothes from him at $500 or even $1,000. But if I decide to pull off this my clothes now that I want to sell, I bet you people want to buy it for maybe $1. That is if I even see someone that wants to buy self. So it all has to do with the value of the video, like the hype behind it. You know, people want to be like, oh, this NFT belongs to Davido, so you understand that type of thing. And probably Davido will not even want to sell this NFT or his clothes to anyhow person. He will sell to maybe somebody like Obi Kubana or somebody very big. So from there, the value keeps going up. So imagine me telling somebody now that this my clothes, Davido first of all use it. After Davido use it, Obi Kubana now use it. After Obi Kubana, these other people now use it, like that, like that, like that. And then it now came to me. Like, you know, to me, it is not sensible, by the way, but the psychology behind it, you can imagine a lot of people like the hype, a lot of people want to. That is why you see people, you see artists going on stage, they throw their clothes and you see people rushing here and there to get it. It is not that that clothes is very unique or that they cannot get it from the market, but for the fact that it is their special artist that is throwing it. So this is basically, to me, how NFTs get their value. Another way NFTs get their value again is the utility, that is its use case. For instance, just as I was telling you, if you want to own a land, for instance, you need the certificate, maybe C of O and all of these other certificates that basically belongs to the government, because at the end of the day, the government can come and take your land at any time. So utility in the sense that instead of, let's say, for instance, even that document that you're acquiring now, you can purchase the land, get the document, and then somebody can come and tell you that this document is counterfeit, it is this. A lot of issues can arise. Or, for instance, you could even keep the document in your house one day and fire burn the house, and then maybe you lost that document, or water or whatsoever. You could basically lose the document. But let's say, for instance, that document is now converted into an NFT and uploaded on the blockchain. Absolutely nothing can go wrong with it. Just as we know, the blockchain is immutable. So anything that is uploaded, it is recorded there. Nobody can do any alterations to it. So if I upload my land document to it as an NFT, for instance, and I want to transfer my ownership to another person, what I basically have to do is to assign the person the code, and that it is. Another unique thing again is that it keeps record of people that have owned it in the past. So if I transfer that my land to someone else, my name is going to be there that I have previously owned this. And then if the person that I transfer it to now transfer it to someone else, it keeps keeping record of all of us that have owned these assets. For me personally, this is probably the only reason why I might even be purchasing an NFT, maybe for its utility. Another way NFT can be useful again is in gaming. Remember those clothes that you buy on game? For those of you that play Call of Duty, for instance, you purchase guns, you purchase skins, you purchase such like that, like that. You can see that also as NFT because they are digital assets. But the only difference now is that on Call of Duty is a Web2 gaming platform. It is not a Web3. It is not on the blockchain technology. So your account, for instance, your account can get banned any day or whatsoever. You can basically lose your account. You can lose all the assets that you have, all the skins, all the guns that you bought. You can lose it. But if that were to be on the Web3 space, for instance, once you own it, you own it. The Web3 is still under development. So there are still a lot of things that are coming on it. So probably maybe in the future when I'm making a video on NFTs again, we'll talk more on real uses. And that is basically all there is to it. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel, turn on the bell icon so you get notifications whenever we upload a new video, and use the link in the description box of this video to join my Telegram channel to stay in touch for updates.